Welcome to episode 73 of Dead Air, 2 hours of hardcore radio. It's your host, Trevor. I really don't even know what to fucking call myself anymore. I'm kind of over the Trevbot name. And I don't know, I feel like it's played out and there's a new decade coming. So, let's go with, Trev. Fuck, I don't know. I'm going to leave it to a vote. You can, until the end of the year, if I still should be Trevbot, call me fucking Trevbot. I'm having a hard time. Like, I want to have a solid identity with this show going into the next decade. And I know sometimes this show can be a little all over the place, and it's hard to track down with all the stations and stuff that we have going on. So I want to make it definitely a lot easier for you, the listener. So if my name should still be Trevbot, I'm gonna consult. I think my man Chris X will be coming on before the end of the year to do a show with me. We'll see what how we fucking roll. So this Trevbot signing the fuck on for the next 2 hours of your listening pleasure. If you're on a mobile device, possibly streaming us via the Ripper Radio Spotify or deadairhardcoreradio.com. I guess you can flip forward through all the parts that you don't fucking like. But today we are doing a submissions only episode. I want to try it out. This is going to be an experiment. A lot of shows and podcasts do this where they do a listening party, but this episode will be a listening party of one. Mainly this is just, I like to experiment when I have a free week where I don't have a guest, and this week there is no guest, but the show must go on. So I went to the social media. I went to specifically the Facebook to have some people drop some stuff they want me to play. And so here's the guidelines. So we're going to go song by song tonight. You can submit to me as many things as you want, but we're going to start with the first thing that if you have a gigantic ass list, I think it's only fair that I pick from the top and then go back when I've sufficiently gone through the list. More than likely, I will not go through everything I got this week. Some of these have been submissions that have piled up for the last couple weeks, so we will get to the ones that we definitely have hoarded onto, since there's a couple in the month of October and November that I have not played, so we're going to get into those. But this will be a very thorough listen. So a lot of the times when I do this show, I will play and give a quick, just a little description of the band. Sometimes I have so little time that I've listened to the band enough to know that I like it, and it has not been fair in the past, and we'll be cutting out a lot of that type of stuff moving forward. Sometimes I just wanted to make sure to get a show out, and as unfair that is to you, the listener, it's also, if I don't put out content, this thing dies. This show dies, because I'm the only person putting this show together. All I have is myself, the radio stations that play me, and some people that support. But as far as the production goes, this is all me, for better or for fucking worse. restarting the music. Anyway, so submissions. So we will go one by one. Once again, we're going to pick from the top. If you sent me a list of bands from your friends, your scene, your label, whatever, I will be only picking the first, and then I'll come back later. Unlike some shows, I will not be picking something that I cannot say anything nice about. So if there is something that to pedal back, we are opening up a little bit more of the genre pool for the submissions for an episode like this. Hardcore adjacent, punk adjacent, something that will in some way lead back to hardcore, whether it's a metalcore or an experimental band, a turnover style band, a post-hardcore band, something that leads back into the world of hardcore. We're going to have it be a little bit of a mishmash tonight. Unlike other shows where I do like to keep a general theme of hardcore, punk, heavy hardcore, stuff in that pool. And that may change in the future if the submissions keep going in the way that they are. Because there are a lot of genres that do lead back, but are not necessarily hardcore. And some people, obviously there are some punk listeners that wouldn't agree that some of these heavier breakdown bands are, or beatdown bands are hardcore. And that's fair too. So back to the submissions. So they have to be hardcore adjacent. Somewhere, some roots that lead back to hardcore. But that being said, if you are in those parameters, they also have to be something that I can at least say one thing nice about. They don't necessarily have to be my specific cup of tea. So let's say 3 out of 4 things that I say are like, I don't really care. But there is one thing I can say nice. I will still do that because I want to give my honest critique of a band. But I will not, if there's literally not a goddamn thing, it doesn't matter if your thing says hardcore, beatdown, D-beat, crust, what the fuck ever. It does not matter what your band, if it's in those parameters and it's just not good, I can't say anything good about the lyrics, I will not be playing that. So there are some on this list. So if you're listening and you expected your band to be played, I am extremely sorry. I just don't feel like it would just be doing you a disservice because this is not just a podcast. This is a radio show. And for radio purposes, just going and bashing a song of the genre I'm trying to promote, it just doesn't look good for anybody. So I'm sorry. Send it in to, there's some other shows that will, if they like you, they'll play you. And there's also some shows, if they don't fucking like you, they'll still play you and rip the fuck out of you. So be prepared for either of those. That's not what I'm fucking doing tonight. But that being said, like I said, if there's one good thing I can say and the rest is more of a constructive criticism, just be aware, I am no fucking expert. I've been in some bad bands myself, mostly on vocals. Some of them have been shitty. I have been talked into doing stupid things in my bands. Like a band tried to talk me into a Taylor Swift cover for a band that I was covering, and I was absolutely pissed that I was that they tried to rope me in on that, and I'm glad. I am so glad it never saw the fucking light of day. I'm just going to be honest, and some of these people are my friends, but I have a past too of bad music that I can admit. So I am I started this show on college radio. And this has been, you hear me, I'm stuttering all over the fucking place. This isn't any professional show. This is me talking about hardcore and stuff that I like. This isn't pitchfork. This isn't pitchfork, alt press, Kerrang, axe to grind, or any of those outlets. This is just me doing my best to show some love to some bands that might not get love on other sites or other hardcore shows. And maybe like I said, I'm opening up the genres to hopefully open up some people's minds for some hardcore fans to listen to some different shit. Stuff that I was surprised myself that I even liked. So we're gonna go song by song. We may not get to everything tonight. I'm already burning through some time with talking. So the first band on the docket is one that has been, I would say, in queue. Every time I consider this band in the Dead Air queue for quite some time because it has been requested a couple times, mainly from people in the band. But there has been people outside of this band that have requested that I play it as well. The member of this band also, one of the main members, I guess, there's only two, but one of the members is a host of a very popular metal radio program in Seattle. All around just fucking good guy, metal expert, knows things that most he's just an all around just like fucking metal nerd, like somebody you can ask him anything about like super underground metal and he will push up his fucking glasses and be like, well, I will fucking tell you. He might not cuss. I shouldn't say that about him, but we're going to play Ryan and his band Pound, which is a 2-piece experimental group that is instrumental, fucking chaotic. It is a mishmash in the best way I could say possible, ranging from all genres of just fucking metal and heavy music. There are some drony parts, crusty parts. There are some I am a more caveman type listener, so I didn't think I was going to like it, but there are some fucking caveman parts in this too. Definitely a lot of mathcore influence as well. They switch it up with every song. There's a couple songs that are under 2 minutes. The one we're going to play is track 6 off their latest record. Let me pull that up. That is roughly 4 minutes and 17 seconds. So nothing. And for me, I could, with a band that with no vocals, for me, I am, like I said, I am not some fucking music nerd in the sense of like I'm not too huge on instrumental music. I like some post rock, and I would say I like, if you name a post rock band, like I like that band, and I would love to see them live, but I don't know if I could listen to them on record. Pound makes some very interesting fucking music. I do not get bored with what I'm listening to. There's another band like that plays heavy music, kind of like that. I think it's Animals as Leaders band. I don't know if I really give two shits about that band, but I think it's all about, like, if you know the people in this band, it's all about, like, the vibes that also, like, come with these two individuals. So Ryan, just an all-around fucking great motherfucker. And, like, if you know him and then you see him in this band, it's like, it's fucking perfect. It's just like, they are very fucking great musicians and very fucking talented. And if you check out their Facebook, they're just fucking here playing music, having a good time. And that vibe goes a long fucking way for me, somebody who does not listen to this particular style of heavy music. Dramatic fucking pause. And the drummer, I have to fucking... So here's the thing about the drummer. So I work at... I will not name drop the place that I work, but I frequently do run door and do security with the drummer. And I had to look up his name on Facebook, and I already fucking forgot it. So I'm going to try to do that again, like, right now. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I closed out the goddamn tab. I'm such a goddamn disappointment to myself and everyone around me. Sorry. But the thing about the drummer is I've only said a few things to him. All I know about him is he's in the band. He plays drums. He makes a good ass fucking pizza. And honestly, people used to say that I have a noticeable laugh. All I do is hear this motherfucker laugh. Like I've said maybe a few words to him. I just hear him fucking laugh in the background. Just with his But yeah, David. Yeah, I think David. Is it David? Yep, David. Yeah, David's the drummer. It's so bad that I don't know someone's name that I fucking work with. But Ryan and David are just the perfect fucking pair for this fucking style of music. It's I feel like I would have a very good time seeing this band live, though I've never made any effort to see them, even though they do play in the Seattle area. They are a Seattle band, if I didn't mention that before, because we're in Tacoma, so they had to be in somewhere close. But I'm very about this particular band. I didn't think that like I said, I didn't know if I would, just because, not because it's not good and not because they're not talented, just because I get personally bored by experimental music. So here we go. We're going to play track 6 off the latest Pound record. Check out Pound Band on Facebook. Check out Pound on Bandcamp. Both records are there. Check out all the cool shit that they do. Ryan, you fucking rule. Ryan the Beard. Let's I think it's, what is it, a fucking Choco challenge? Chalky challenge? Chalky chug. Let's do a chalky chug very soon, and it'll have to be almond milk for me, buddy. So let's play some Pound, and then we will get to the next band. You are listening to the Dead Air submissions only episode 73. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Shouts to Pound. Shout to Ryan, the Beard, and crew of one. So moving on to our next submission, which is one that we had for, like I said, we've had some in the queue for a little while as well. This one, I think, was submitted to us around Halloween time, and I have yet to get to it. So we're going to get to it right now. This next one is a little bit different than the last. If I didn't make it really clear before, we're going song by song with me already kind of listened to this, because so I know a lot of submission shows already kind of have their shit pretty dialed in to where they have people send them regular shit that they can trust. Right now, that's not exactly true. So I don't want to get something that I don't necessarily like and just not screen it, or it be super fucking, like, I don't want to accidentally play a goddamn Nazi band. So shit's gonna be screened for me because no offense, but I have a inconsistent style following, and I gotta make sure stuff is screened, because sometimes the way people present things to me are not the way that they actually sound, which is sometimes a wonderful surprise, because sometimes like they name it, they tag it really weird, and then it sounds way better than expected. And then there's the opposite as well. So I will be screening bands for episodes like this until I can get a more consistent, like, oh, this guy sent me this. I can kind of trust what they're sending me. So just be aware that I have listened to these songs, and you can give your thoughts. Please go to Dead Air Hardcore Radio, facebook.com/Dead Air Hardcore Radio. You can go to deadairhardcoreradio.com or Dead Air NWCZ on both Instagram and Twitter. Post your opinions. Tell me what you want to hear. If you want to hear something, if you want to make a submission, or if you're in a band and you want to be on one of these episodes, or if you liked what you heard tonight and you like this style of episode that I'm doing, I will do it more often. We will see. So the next one comes from New Jersey, a band called Witch Witch, and they have a 3-song EP that is self-titled. It came out October 5th of this year. It is of the punk pop, the late 90s pop punk style, of more of a, I guess, more mid 90s, I would say, with a more, gravelly vocal, a very post-hardcore take on this. Very, very much like the band Burn, Burn, Burn. And I would say this band sounds very much like Burn, 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 which is why this is probably out of the bands. Like I said, I am not exactly drawn to this band because and it's not like they probably did not do it on purpose, but it sounds like an exact East Coast carbon copy of Burn, Burn, Burn. And for that band, and as far as Burn, 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 I take that style in doses. Like, there are songs here and there that I do like, but it is not my overall cup of tea, and has to be a specific mood that I am in. So a kind of, Burn, 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 Wilhelm screamy, has the Polar Bear Club style vocals. I know there's other bands that are more prominent in that genre, but that's what's coming to me at this point in time. So we're going to play the first track, Which Witch, titled Reborn Against. Tell me, give me your thoughts. Like I said, out of the ones that I've got, this one did not stick with me the most, but I didn't hate it. They have a song called Beard Speed as well. I don't know how. So as far as titling, that also can send me a loop. Even if you're a good band, if you have titles that just like don't resonate with me, like Beard Speed, just like I think I just, in my mind, I think it's corny for a band in 2019 to have titles like this. But sometimes if it's a crazy fucking ripper song, that can change things for me. Like, oh, that song has a weird ass name, but it rips so hard I don't give a shit. So if you're gonna have some weird shit, you better have some ripper fucking songs if you have weird titles to your band or name, because that sometimes can be a huge hurdle for listeners and for me. Also, which so it's which type of pizza am I going to have tonight, or which show will I be attending this weekend? And then which, like, are you a good witch or a bad witch? And this song starts out with that Wizard of Oz little quote in the beginning, a little clip from that movie. So listen to it, tell me what you think, and we'll play the first track, Reborn Against, and get to our next submission of our show.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Who, me? I'm not a witch at all.
All right, we're back. And just to be clear, if you're not getting the review you were hoping for, just remember, I ain't shit. I'm just some fucking jerk off. And it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just some low-level fucking hardcore radio show. So don't take it to heart. I did like you in some way if you are getting played tonight. So also just remember everyone has different fucking tastes. You might hit someone who fucking loved your band. And also something that I fucking love the shit out of, you might be like, that was so fucking horrible. That's just the way music works. Just trying to play a bunch of different shit. So moving forward, the next one is a submission for our email. Like I said, email us. We don't get enough emails in this day and age. I don't get enough emails really lately, so I would love some emails at deadairnwcz@gmail.com. deadairnwcz@gmail.com. Send us submissions and emails. I get a lot of people who I don't understand why. And this is no, and I guess I get it. Like, email is kind of a dead technology at times, but for business, it's important to know. Like, so a lot of the times, people will hit me back after I replied to them, like 6 months later, being like, "Oh fuck, I thought you just weren't going to talk to me." A lot of shit these days of people I talk to go straight to the junk. Straight to the junk. So check your junk, or straight to the what the fuck are those called? I have to look at my shit. The drafts. They go straight to the drafts. And I know it happens to me too. So if you're very serious about your music and you're getting it out to people that are not me, some people that a lot of those bigger, if you're a newer band and you're trying to send it to a label, a radio show, a podcast, just try your best to be proficient with email. So this one was emailed from a band from, oh, you fucking, sorry. I'm having a hard time over here. A band from San Diego called Doc Hammer. So we'll read what I got. San Diego based punk and roll. Has a sent me their single Wet Money off their debut album Neon Devil, out now on Paper and Plastic Records. For fans of The Bronx, Rocket from the Crypt, and Every Time I Die. So just starting with the name, I wanted to figure out, like, that sounds a lot like a DC character. Like, so let's see what the fuck is going on with the name. So turns out to be someone who co-wrote with, he's like the co-founder of co-creator, to be more specific, of Venture Bros, which is a very popular TV show. I mean, I think I've watched maybe 1.5 episodes. All I know about the Venture Bros is I think it's either FX or Adult Swim. See, I don't even know that much about the fucking Venture Bros. I know it's got the fucking dude, voice actor from Bob's Burgers, who also is in those annoying ass fucking Arby's commercials. Because I like Bob's Burgers. I don't fuck with Arby's, even though Arby's sauce. Even if you're vegan, that's shit. Arby's sauce is fucking great. Like Arby's sauce on some sort of vegan sandwich, it sounds like some good ass shit. So back to Doc Hammer. So overall, I like the fucking name. And like I said earlier about titles, the descriptions can sometimes be confusing. This is one where the description was spot fucking on. Has the gritty kind of rock and roll mixture of pop punk, some really great I'm not pop punk, with punk rock, and very great production. The vocals and some of the songs do remind me a lot of a later, more produced on Epitaph. Every Time I Die, I would say like roughly anywhere in the time that they kind of really broke out into the metal world around 2004, between 2004 and 2006. Those two are, I think, no, that other record was 2007, the one with the Wolf song. So in those specific areas, like when they really got some like really good production, and I think like it's the perfect amount of production for a, you know, a band that I assume, I saw some videos, is a high energy band, a band that I definitely would be interested in seeing this band. My, I guess same with Pound. I want to know where this resonates in the world of hardcore, because it definitely has, it has elements there, but it definitely is very rock and rolly. Can see there's some more some post-hardcore vibes going on in this band as well, so I could see it going to a more post-hardcore crowd. I don't quite know where this hits in 2019. It hits well with me, who I've heard lots of bands like this through my teens, early 20s, and not too many bands that are attempting this style in this age. So that stands out to me a lot. So where does this go going for? Where do you see a style like Doc Hammer going moving forward? Listen to that. Listen to this track we got, Wet Money, and we will let me know. Let me know if this is just a a one, if this style could become a thing, or a thing again, or is it a thing and I just don't know it? Regardless, I do really like this band. I feel like a lot of some of my friends wouldn't care too much, but fuck them. This band fucking rules. Check out, this is Doc Hammer with Wet Money. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to episode 73 of Dead Air, listening to your goddamn submissions. Here we go.
Keeps you here all night. I ain't your day job. I know you lost it. Won't argue 'cause you ain't worth the fight. Wet money, wet money, wet money. Still pays my rent, honey. Wet money, wet money, wet money. Still pays my rent, honey. I'm not your lover, it's just tonight. Baby, hold on, 'cause I'm your why, your ride. Your little poisons and fatal bites. Don't forget that I'm your favorite fight. What's the price to lose control?
All right, so I want to do the next few ones, try to keep on a more hardcore track. Since the first couple weren't, definitely you can see where some of them are leaning into the hardcore world. And with Pound, I know at least for Ryan, he's definitely a fan of the heavier hardcore. He sends me suggestions for heavy hardcore quite often. So he sent me some stuff too, and I might get to those. We'll see. Time's burning. We're almost like pretty much at the halfway point for the show tonight. So we'll see where we end up. So the next one, like I said, more on the hardcore tip. This was a submission from Andrew, who helps run Podunk Radio as well as his own radio shows. Thank you, Andrew, for all that you do. Awesome dude, and I just always appreciate someone who's like a fan of like someone who really is dedicated and is excited about what we're doing, and that's not knocking any of the other people who have given me a chance. So shout out to all the radio stations that play us, that give us a chance. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. But there's really something about just like, you know, having that hardcore camaraderie with just like really feeling and understanding what we're doing here. So Andrew sent a band that I have played, I believe, once, and I don't even think we have got to this band again since we played them a couple years back. That is mainly just because I wanted to do a lot more studying into a band that doesn't have English lyrics. This band is a lot may know them, and this is probably one of the more popular bands that we're going to be looking over, but is a band called Haram from New York. And the reason I am going to do this is, first of all, Andrew fucking rules. This band fucking rules, and I just haven't looked into more of the history of this project and this band, and I wanted to be educated. So Haram is a band from New York. Does everything. All lyrics are in Arabic, like I said, and definitely there's a lot to go into the to the lyrics as a band with Muslim members. This particular release is revolves around the events after 9/11, being a Muslim child growing up. Roughly, Nader, the frontman, is roughly around the same age as myself, and it's something. Just reading, just some conversation stuff I'm seeing online from some interviews. It's just it's a lot to take in as someone who around the same age. I grew up in a podunk fucking town, whitewashed. I went to a Christian school, so it just kind of disgusts me how to think of how I would have acted towards possibly a Muslim child in that age. It, like being an 11, 12-year-old kid, not knowing shit about shit and feeling basically fucking brainwashed. And he goes on to just talk about how, like, a lot of the people around him in his neighborhoods, they wouldn't invite their families out anymore. They were questioned by the police, basically labeled as an outcast at school, and just goes to talk about these things, and challenges people with these just ideas. Where were you 9/11? They have also a with the if you look at their latest this record, it is a depiction of two towers, and it's very interesting. He goes on to talk about like how people would be threatened just by that image, especially around New York, just because there still is so much around you never forget 9/11, and just like how it's been immortalized, commercialized, and the concept is, what if we took this question, made it a concept for a record, and challenged people to see the towers as a non-threatening thing. Also Haram, who's Muslim and a Lebanese American, and goes on to talk just like how it was like the first really loss of innocence for him, seeing that, and then seeing that, and seeing him having to grow up with everything that went on past those moments. So just I would read. There's a Bandcamp interview with the singer of Haram. It's very powerful. It just seeing these talking about being a fucking Muslim American, and just like being a Muslim in a band. It's I could see there's plenty of probably like white hardcore kids that have some suppressed like Islamophobia, and just like just refreshing to see them take on what they believe and embrace themselves, their culture and everything with pride, despite what some people in this country may think. I'm very about just the band's energy as well. It's great sounding. It's a great sounding band, good music. Like I said, I wanted to do more digging into Haram as a band, and just hearing just what they have to say, and what the singer has to say about just growing up in this country. It just like my heart is very heavy. And I would, I can't take back the feelings I felt. He can't take back the feelings that he felt. But the best we can do is as adults, learn from these mistakes. Like, specifically like me, not him. Like, and listen to what people have to say, and teach that to our children, and teach a new fucking way. Because like, I'm sure like a lot of people had this fear because of what they saw and what their parents told them of what's going on and how to look at people. Like, there was not any Muslim people around the time that I grew like around where I was, so I just didn't know, man. Like, fuck. Anyways, check out Haram. This is a very fucking good, energetic, fast ass hardcore band from New York. Read it if you are can't translate Arabic. look into more about what the band is about. So we're going to play the title track, Where Were You, on 9/11, and then we'll be back with some more hardcore. We'll do a couple more hardcore and then maybe get in some punk, see where we go. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and just like crazy things just about like I like appreciate about this band. They just they came out with the record. They just toured all over the place, Haram, and just like they simply like want to ask a non-threatening question: where were you on 9/11? And just start a friendly conversations. And I can see where they just want to see where it goes. It's non-threatening, possibly breaks down the walls, gets discussions going. And with suppressed, I can see where with suppressed Islamophobia, non-suppressed Islamophobia in some parts of the world, in the country, where this band seems like a threat. Like they've been misconstrued. Their message, their imagery has been misconstrued from other people. But I applaud them from just taking simple concepts and just rolling with them. And I think this is just an amazing fucking band, maybe the best. Don't want to get like undersell the rest of the bands that I've played or will be playing, but just as far as the message and the music, this is by far like some of the coolest shit. Especially just like it's hard to. I appreciate it's another band where it's a world that I will never completely understand. And I applaud them for bringing it into hardcore. And I'm happy to have a band like this in our hardcore scene. So moving on to, we're coming back into the country, into our a little bit closer to my neck of the woods, but still a little hop, skip, and a jump. Victoria, British Columbia. I know you got to get there by ferry for the most part, so I would say like it's 4 or 5 hours, give or take. But we got Shallow End from Victoria, British Columbia. An awesome fucking band that has a like fast mood 2000s style of hardcore. Somebody said it in the way of, for fans of Buried Alive, Have Heart and Verse. I can definitely see that. There is some heavy. They're definitely not as melodic, but there's definitely those mid 2000s style vocals in there that remind me of bands like Outbreak. A little bit of that Midwest blood kind of running through there, like some Cross Me, Expire, just some undertones like in that way, but a very good mix of the two. A band where I could definitely see them, like if this came out 10 years ago, this would have been this would be perfect fit, as in like this goes with all the top bands of what's going on in 2008, 2009. Could be a bigger one. I'd like to see them live. Shallow End, come the fuck down. I know some of y'all are scared because there's not a lot of shows sometimes, but we're getting more. Please come down. Please come rock with us. I will book you a show. I wanna see how y'all rock. I played this band before, so I already knew that I was gonna fucking like it, and I wanted to give them some more time. I like. I'm a big fan of the any anti-cop songs, and if they're all in, I don't know the people, but I assume they're all in on what they're saying. Sometimes there are some bands that are not, just do the fucking ACAB shit because it's the flavor of the week. They see their friends complaining about it, but I'm digging the artwork for Urban Decay. I like dark blue and white. Like it's like very simple. Like I like just solid colors. I don't. If it's super colorful, it's got to be well done. I don't like, even as a post scene kid, super colorful doesn't do much for me these days. So solid colors, good artwork, good 5-song EP. Like I said, with that comment, like the Buried Alive verse Have Heart, I think it touches a lot on a lot of the early and mid 2000s till later later aughts. But check it out, Urban Decay. We're going to play. This is a little bit of a shorter one because I've already said a lot about this band. I would like to say more, but I won't. Definitely, I want to see them. I'd like to see them rock out, buy some merch, tell them to go. I could see them doing very fucking well if they made it from, I don't know how California reception, but I think Northwest to Seattle, Idaho, Montana, heading up into that Midwest region. I think this band would fucking kill it in the Midwest. So those are my professional opinions. I'm not fucking professional. Anyway, what song are we gonna play? Oh yeah, we're going to play. What the fuck? Okay. Let's do Shades of Blue. yeah, that cop song. We're gonna play Shades of Blue, and then we'll be back with another hardcore jammer, and then we're gonna get into I think we're gonna do a 4-song split EP, and we'll talk about that. All right, here we go. Shallow End, Shades of Blue off their Urban Decay record. Check them out on Bandcamp and Facebook. Be right back.
You know, I really don't know how that badge stays on, because it's pinned to slime.
To purpose in life, do you think it would be worth it to fight? Cast aside and put us down by law. It's not right, but we're all just blind. They will paint us as the hammer, shaded in blues. Nothing we can do, nothing we can prove. Knowing nothing different than they were kids, never knowing the life with no privilege. If they can pay the bills and fucking raid, just do it, just do it. If they can tip the scales then we will play. We're still losing. Imagine begging for full sense of authority. All they see is another minority. Wish it was as easy as an apple and that. No idea how much I'd love to see you pay the price. Tell the man with the spike in his vein, took a life without knowing his name. Your time's a knot, but your father planted all of the trees. Anything could happen in the land of the free. Hands up, life stall. No escape if they decide they wanna trigger blow. So, make sure that I'm already dead. Just one more day, there's no escape. The weight has pulled me down. Closing in on every side, get more than I can hide. I can't escape, addicted to this pain. The weight has pulled me down. Closing in on every side, get more than I can hide. The weight has pulled me down. Get through my head, not this time.
What's up, motherfuckers? This is Deadair telling you to check out the brand new Deadair website now. Go to deadairhardcoreradio.com for all podcasted shows as well as news, reviews, and content you can't get anywhere else. Go now or feel the wrath of my cold hard robotic leg spin kicking you straight in the face.
What's up?
All right. Shout out to Cody and crew. Land of Wolves. Hopefully we cross paths and hang out again soon. So our next one is another Seattle band. Definitely not hardcore. More in the metal form of music. Very fucking chaotic, grindy, all over the fucking place. The description, man, I might have been cool with the description back when I was like 17, 18. So let's go with the description. Florida man is from Seattle. More inspired by memes and news headlines than other bands. Great. Memes. Florida man wants to feed you bananas while screaming about cannibalism over blast beats and creepy interludes. As unpredictable as a piss drunk bum on a city bus. And just as excited to see you. Maybe I'm just getting old. And I just like that description pisses me off. I'm just fucking here. Old. Leave my fucking bananas alone. Leave my goddamn bananas alone. So I listened to the latest single that came out in May called Bazanax. There's some parts that I did like, but the one that I did like more was the one that came out the month prior, Crocodile Whiplash Smile. For this band, it is all literally about how they fucking perform. And I think this would be a band I'm personally would be more down to, just because this is the type of band I want to rather see live than listen to on repeat. They better, if they are fucking boring, even if they have that description and they are doing it to be just like ironic assholes and be like, come to our show, we're so fun and chaotic, and they're fucking sitting there and fucking falling asleep, I'd be pissed the fuck off. You better be going, you better blow the top out of that soda pop and go the fuck off. If you're gonna have music like this, you better be fucking insane. I better see some fucking blood. That's what I'm fucking saying. Could be a fun show to see Florida Man. It's very, very possible. But we'll see. Track's pretty good. Like I said, this ain't all my bag. And also, with them not taking themselves too seriously, this ain't because I'm not so into this music, it doesn't, and I can't identify with it too much. It makes me more like than seeing, like, me being very into mosh style music and hearing a band like Face Wreck, or hear a band like Swarm Beating, or hear a band why am I like Tsunami. That shit resonates with me because I love that fucking music, and I get it, and it's fun, it's ignorant, it's funny, it's but this it is, like I said, it's definitely good sounding music, but like the non-seriousness of it for the style it is doesn't do much for me. It's another band I gotta see live before I make a full decision. But you let me know what you think of Florida Man. Yeah, hit us up on them Facebooks, facebook.com/Deadair Hardcore Radio, Twitter and Instagram, Deadair NWCZ, and Deadair NWCZ@gmail.com for that fucking email. Alright, so we're gonna play Crocodile Whiplash Smile. They said they'd send if you, for the next one, want to send us a unreleased track, Florida Man, by all means, I would love to check it out. All right, here we go. All right. So check. Yeah. So, like I said, we're doing all over the fucking place tonight. So some stuff that I'm personally, I can't say I'm 100% an expert on all things heavy music because this is a hardcore show. But there are some bands that have sent me things time and time again and giving a chance. So we had Florida Man. Let me know what you think of that. Now we have another band that definitely I could see have some awareness of hardcore, but they are more awareness of metal and thrash than anything. So we got a band called Ulor. I believe I say that correctly. It's pronounced Uror. Ulor. I had a rough time. I was supposed to ask James how who is in that band, the correct pronunciation, and I fucked that up. So I apologize 100%. So I don't know if we've played. I don't remember if we've played. We might have played one song from them before, but the first track has the most hardcore awareness, in my opinion, of that I would say. It's very, very hard for me to get into straight metal. It just depends on the fucking band. So it's not that it's not good. There's definitely production there and talent there, but my brain, it takes a certain arrangement for it to really hit me. And the first track definitely hit me the most. It seems like there could be parts for like a slowed down mosh part after the somewhat thrashy 2-step in this track. But that doesn't happen. It's like one of those bands where you listen to where a mosh part could be, and then it just goes back into a metal part, which is not bad. It's what, if you're a fan of metal, it's what you know and it's what you want to do. And sometimes a lot of bands don't want to do breakdowns because they fucking hate hardcore kids. That's just how that works, and find that, you find that all the time. Also, on a side note, I'm so mad I missed the Power Trip show to work in my neighborhood. I had to work an event in Seattle that fucking motherfucking Dave Matthews Band played. It was Dave Matthews Band, Tanya Tucker, one of the dudes from Pearl Jam, and a couple others. So it's just like Dave Matthews, I don't fucking care. Tanya Tucker, don't fucking care. A dude from one of my least favorite bands in Seattle, of the famous alternative grunge bands, don't fucking care. And I just don't. The only thing was like, oh fuck, I was like, if Dave Grohl was showing up, then I might be a little like, oh god, I might get distracted. But nobody like that showed up that made me, be like, oh fuck, this is crazy. Anyways, back to the band. UROR. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it again. They have they came out with a LP in May of this year called Sickened by the World. They are from Bremerton. I could see them doing not too bad in the Seattle area if they made their way out there. The area of Bremerton is a little, let me know if you're from Bremerton. Let me know. I know some people who are from that area that are not fucking about it like anymore. It's just the same old people. But anyway, so moving the fuck on from that. Yeah, Sickened by the World LP. Let me know what you think of this first track, the self-titled track. Let me know if I need to play more metal. I'll try to get a better metal expert on the show. So we're gonna play that track, and yeah, we're doing okay with time. I think we're gonna be able to crank out almost like three more out of this. So stay tuned to episode 73 of Dead Air. here we go with the next one. And I gotta, I'm running out of time for this episode, so I'm gonna try to go fast-ish. So the next one is a band that changed their name, and I didn't know that they changed their name. Band was False Power. They're from Tacoma. Young kids, Max and Seth, who both do some shit with Trail by Lies. Max, we also played Rat Race, his band, last week, and played it a couple other times. They changed their their group title False Power, which is like a straight up power violence. Like, nothing else to really say with the genre, but it's also like there is some tags are hardcore metal. Swag. Oh my god. Oh, I gotta give it to. I give passes to young kids, but if you're a motherfucker that's over the goddamn age of 25 and you put swag in your goddamn, no, I'm not even going to give leeway. If you are over the age of 21 and you are putting, okay, how about 22? 22. You're older than 22 and you put swag in your fucking title for your band. You're fucking up. Straight the fuck up. Nah, don't be doing that at all. None of that. We don't need any of that. No swag. We had enough of that. This decade is goddamn over. We had swag in the middle of it, and no more swag. We had swag in the early parts of this fucking this decade, and we don't need it no more. No more. So we're gonna play the track Side Swirl. So I did listen to it. So the band is called Dredge. So at first I wanted to make sure that they were keeping themselves in check, because there is another band called Dredge, but Max's band spells it with the E at the end, and the other one is a very popular-ish progressive band from the mid 2000s. Re-listen to a couple of the tracks. I actually really like that Dredge very much. But this one is, I listened to it as I can see that there is definitely some potential in this group. I do like I've noticed with Trail of Lies, there's been an upward progression with the live shows and the things that I've seen in the band and the music that has been produced. And Max does a lot of the instruments, but like I said, it all has to do with style for me. The one thing I did like Rat Race's music, but the one thing I could tell from the recording is I could use some volume, just the main mix turned up for these demos. The main mix for this shit needs to go up, because it's low. It's fucking everything. The whole recording is too low. So some with, and also with it being a very kind of live style recording, it's hard. It's recorded in the basement. They recorded in Seth's basement in the summer, and they just, it's hard with that type of kind of music. It needs a little bit more attention with the recording, with how fast and chaotic. Like, I'm hearing just a lot of I'm hearing a lot of, like, you can tell that the vocals have been recorded in some way, but it's sounding a lot to me like in some ways with that they put a fucking a phone in the basement and just hit record, because it at times it is rough. Nothing bad about these musicians whatsoever, because I've seen the shit that they have put out and I see that there's fucking something there. Keep fucking at it. I'll listen to the rest of it. It's not that it's bad. It is hard to listen to when it's so low, and I had to bring Rat Race up for my show, and it's also Rat Race and Trouble by Lies are definitely more my style of music. So if you are a fan of the grind, check out Dredge from Tacoma, young people that are fucking keeping Tacoma South End music alive, the new South End style, motherfucker. So we're gonna play Side Swirl. Be right back. All right, I think we have time for one or two more, depending on how we slice this. So next one is another submission. We're kind of going a little back. Just letting you know, straight up, that another thing. I hate that everyone wants to fucking text me or call me no other time but when I'm doing the fucking show. So fuck off. Look at the show times, motherfucker. So, okay. What I was going to say was, some of y'all send me links that didn't fucking work. So just be aware of that. It might also, because the computer was so slow, it just wasn't fucking working. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I'm so annoyed that people want to fucking text me. Like, we're almost fucking done with the show. God damn it. So, we may have had to skip some people, so I apologize. But if you're really wanting me to do this again, what we're doing, please let me know. You've got to let me know. Like I said, there's a little commercial too that says it. Deadairhardcoreradio.com. Deadairnwcz@gmail.com. Facebook.com/deadairhardcoreradio. Twitter and Instagram @deadairnwcz. Those are the places you can get in touch with me. Like, so if you really wanted me to do this, if the listeners, if the bands, please, if you liked what we were doing, I want you to, hit me up and literally straight up fucking tell me. Thank you. I'm fucking arguing with a goddamn microphone right now. So the next one is on, I don't think we have done any actual heavy hardcore yet. So this one will be cool. We are going to do God's Eyes. Ryan the Beard from Pound sent this as a submission. Talked about it a little bit as a band that he really loved when he saw on tour with Pound. A band from, looks like, New York. Don't know where in New York. But heavy hardcore. I'm digging what I'm hearing so far. We'll give it a little bit more of a listen with Repress Cut the Grass. Ryan said they're definitely phenomenal live. So said it was something I really gotta fucking check out. He said if I was fans of the breakdowns, that was the thing. That's the thing. If you worship breakdowns, I don't know if he said worship, but he said something along those lines. If you are a fucking breakdown fanatic, this is the thing to listen to. And obviously it made enough impression that he needed to come tell me when I was working. I think he came and tell me when I close to Halloween when it was fucking insane. So he came and told me, and it was enough. He made enough impression that I remembered it, because working those nights in security are fucking annoying at times. So God's Eyes. Yeah. We'll play the second track off their EP titled Safe House. It looks to be their second EP or second release. They have looks to be another one in May titled Suppress Repress from May 2018. And this Safe House EP came out in June of 2019. So let me know what you think. We'll see how much we can fit. We have less than 20 minutes. See how much we can fit into this. All right, looks like we're going to have time for two more, but we'll still rip through it pretty fast because I got to get this shit out. Hell yeah. So the next one on the docket is more from the hardcore punk. We got the band Raze from Toronto, Ontario. Definitely slow. Reminds me of like slower stuff. Like it has a bit of Inside Out, a little bit of Mouthpiece, a little bit of Chain of Strength in there for me, and definitely reminds me of some of these slower Fury songs that I'm that I've on the newer record. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Oh, I'm fucking worried. Should I read something that Kevin is sending to me in real time? Oh no. What the fuck? Oh no. There's some old ass sending me some old ass dead airdrops. Some ones that I probably, from people that, you know, that don't need to ever be played on Dead Air again. Fuck Jim from Champion. Kevin found some old shit, from the show. Maybe we'll play it sometime. Anyways. So, Raze, we played 1,000 words, I think, the last time, but since we're going in order, this is from what has been sent to me. Like I said, mix of all of like some early 90s hardcore and some of the stuff that's getting kind of reinvigorated right now, and I'm all here for it. If it's slow, it's got to be delivered well, and it's got to be performed well as well for me. Like it didn't for me, just like I said, I think with Fury, this didn't take a dive into Snoozeville for me. It kept a pretty steady energy, so it didn't go up and down with roller coasters, or like you do want ups and downs in your music, but not ways to where it just like comes to a complete stop. You want that ride to keep going, and I think that they have a steady ride going with this on high and green tomorrow's EP that came out. This came out October 7th of this year. So yeah, we have played, I think, a track from this. So check it out. If you are a fan of straightforward hardcore and some of the straight up, some of the slower jams that hardcore has to offer, this is your shit. This is good shit right here. So I think, yeah, one more, and then that's gonna be it for the show. So we're gonna play "He Arrives" by Limousine. I'm looking at the lyrics right now. I'm gonna read these while I play the song, and then we'll be right back.
What's mine is yours, and what's yours
All right, that was a lot of work, but finally made it to the end doing song by song. Tell me what you think. Like I said, here dropping it one more time. deadairnwcz@gmail.com for the email. Our website, deadairhardcoreradio.com. Our Facebook, facebook.com/deadairhardcoreradio. deadairnwcz at both Twitter and Instagram. Those are where you can let us know what you thought. I'm sorry for the submissions that we didn't get to. And if I decided not to play your band for a reason, ask and I'll let you know. It's no hard fucking feelings. And like I said, regardless, keep doing your music. Keep playing your music. Keep sending it out. Hopefully, we can usher you into success for the next decade. I'd be excited to see it. I hope nothing but success for all these fucking bands out here. Do your fucking thing. I'm like I said, I'm just some fucking jerk off out here. So we're gonna play one more song by a band called Grief Ritual. I had them up and I lost them, so I gotta type them back in. But I believe it's a UK band. They very fucking heavy. So we're done. We're done with everything. But Grief Ritual, Moments of Suffering. We're gonna play Dysphoria. I didn't say much about the other band before that, God's Eyes, but I'd be interested to hear what an LP sounds like and what a live set from God's Eyes sounds like. That's how I make my final decisions. But not a bad listen for most of this shit. It's good shit. And that is same with Grief Ritual. Beatdown, but UK does fucking good beatdown and elements. A lot of elements of real death metal in there, and real good fucking musicianship, real tight, fast parts. Some parts really technical too, that some just straight up beatdown bands don't get. So UK does beatdown. I know the name beatdown doesn't do a lot for some people, but I heavily fuck with some UK beatdown. Most of the bands from the UK are usually somewhat metal or beatdown. A lot of the bands that we play, but they also have some really awesome like elements of other styles of metal in there that make it really, really unique. So I don't know where this energy came from me, but that's the best you're getting. So check out all these bands. We'll have it all up, but Grief Ritual music on bandcamp.com. That's it. If you want, like I said, if you want to do this again, I'm more than down, and we'll keep these submissions going. But always keep those submissions going, because I'll play it on regular shows at times too. So thank you so much for listening. We're out of here. Here's our last song, Dysphoria by Grief Ritual. Deadair episode 73 is now done.
Down
What's up, you sorry motherfuckers? This is another Moshbot reminder to follow Deadair on Facebook at facebook.com/DeadairHardcoreRadio and both Instagram and Twitter at Deadair73. Do it before I crowd kill your entire fucking family while whining about people not supporting the scene enough.